Let's continue our series about solving through rectangles. On this series, I'm going to solve problems with rectangles. So we're going to see, we're going to picture the problem in front of us. So it's better to recognize what you're doing. In contrast to solving through rectangles, we could be solving them with system of equations. No problems. I'm just giving another two rectangles. Well, the good thing about system of equations, it's very easy to assemble the system of equations. The bad side of system of equations, sometimes we end up with difficult numbers to handle at the end, and sometimes it's difficult to see what we're doing. I mean, if we're making a mistake, it's difficult to see because it is just a bunch of numbers. We can see it, just like a chart. If I give a bunch of numbers, you can see it, the trend. You can see where they are leading. We can see what is the average, the mode, and so on. But if I give you a chart, you can see immediately. So a picture, like they say, is worth 1,000 words. So when you make problem solving through pictures like rectangles, it's much better to visualization in math, and at the end the math is very easy. But sometimes, there's always a but sometimes it's not as easy to draw through rectangles. Sometimes it's difficult to match the rectangles, but we know that once they are done, the end is very easy. So let's get to the problem. I have some $2 and $5 bills at first, in a total of 35 bills. I'm going to switch a few of $2 bills for the same corresponding value in 5. That means I'm not going to lose or win money. I'm just going to switch a few $2 bills by the same corresponding value in $5 bills. And then at the end, I have equal number of bills of 2 and 5. Of course, this ratio wasn't like this at first. But at the end it's going to be, because why I know it's not? Because I'm going to lose $2 bills. And I want to know how much money do I have. Well, in problems like this, we just go straight drawing rectangles. So this is going to be our $2 bills rectangle, and this is going to be our $5 bills rectangles. At first, the first thing we have to understand is that we have more of which one? Choose, not choose, say it. 2 or 5. Well, we're going to decrease this amount and increase this one. So clearly I have more in here. Another thing you have to consider, let me just draw her first. We could draw those rectangles representing the amount of money of 2s and the amount of money of 5s, or amount of bills and amount of bills. It's not something you can choose in this case. You have to go through amount of bills. Why? Because they are telling us this is the ratio. Is 1 to 1, isn't it? The ratio is 1 to 1 the ratio is 1 to 1 in amount of bills, not in amount of money. Maybe the problem could be like this: the total amount of money of 2 is the same as the total amount of money with 5. But if they said like this, we might have drawn those rectangles representing money, not amount of bills. But in this case, it's going to be amount of bills because we have a ratio representing amount of bills. So I know that I have more of 2s than with 5s. Okay, now, something you have to consider as well. If I'm going to exchange $2 bills into $5 bills, I cannot exchange any amount. Do you agree? Can I exchange $8 into $5 bills? No. Why? Because if I exchange $8, I'm going to get 4 bills of 2, but how many bills of 5? I can't. So I can only exchange 10 by 10. This is the first thing you have to consider. Another thing, we know that the end is going to be 1 to 1. So this is the beginning. The end I'm going to represent by this line. Okay, so this is going to be the end. Now, I know that I'm going to lose a few and I'm going to start with 10. Why? I have to exchange 10 or 20 or 30. I'm going to start with 10. So I'm going to start with $10. That represents 5 bills in here. One more thing. on this type of problem, when we lose, when the rectangle, it is not here no more, we dash. So you see, when you see a dashed rectangle like this, it means that there was a rectangle here, but there isn't anymore. So 5, and then those 5 are going to appear in here as a 2, right? Because this represents $10. This also represents $10, but but only 2 bills in here. Now, let's write down here. So at first I had 35 bills. Then I'm going to lose 5. I end up with 30 bills. And then I'm going to get 2 more, because I'm losing those 5 to get those 2. Don't forget those, so 32 bills. Now, those 32 bills means at the end that we should have half for $2 bills and the other half for the $5 bills. Agree? It's this statement. They are saying so. So I know that this amount, it is 16. The same goes for here. This is 16. If this is 16, I have 2 already, so this is going to be 14, and this is going to be 16. Now, I'm going to make a track. Let's check the problem if it's alright. So, 16 and 14 makes 30. 30 plus 7, 30 plus 7 is 37. 37 bills, but I had 35. What is wrong? Yes, we have to be careful. You see, pictures is easy to draw, but sometimes you have to be careful. Sorry. At first, I did not have those 2. At first, I had those 30 plus 5. This is at first, remember? This rectangle and this rectangle in here. Then, I'm going to switch and lose those 5 and get those 2. Notice that the number of bills change. So just be careful. So if I want to make sure that everything is correct, I should add at first 30 plus 5, 35. Wonderful. So how much money do I have? Well, be careful. Let's go at first. So at first, how much money do I have? I had 14 bills of 5. That gives what? $70. $70. And I had, how many here? 21 bills, agree? I had 21 bills of 2. That means 42. If you add, this is what? 11. This is so. So, this is the answer. $112. Correct? 50, 20, 42, yes, perfect. So this is a problem. You see, a problem with picture, it forces you to be very alive to see what's going on. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. The idea is to bring you another way of solving instead of just doing system of equations. It's very interesting to draw pictures. I love very much to draw. It forces us to be visual, and I think it's important to be visual in math. It's something that we all miss a little bit. So thank you very much. If the video was interesting to you, please give the like. The like is very important. Please share that like with me. It's important so other people can see. If you don't share this like with me, YouTube is not going to show this video to anybody else. So if you think it was interesting, please, it's not going to cost you anything. Just press the like there, and I'm going to be very happy in my channel as well. If you think the content myself is interesting to you, if you think you had a great time and I hope you did, please consider subscribing and join me on this series of videos with math, physics, and Let's try to see what you're going to have in front of us, which is going to be lots of exercises, lots of curiosities. Thank you very much. See you later. Enjoy your day. See you next time. Bye bye.